from Fox 32 Chicago. Worst mayor in America. Dalton meeting with Tiffany Henyard turns to chaos.
The other big story tonight, maybe the most chaotic meeting yet in troubled South suburban Dalton.
Nate Rogers sorting out another confrontation involving the mayor, the board, and the public. Nate.
Yeah, so people have had enough of it. We all know about Tiffany Henyard, the super mayor who, at least at this particular point in time, isn't going after Donald Trump, but she's doing the same thing that the rest of them are doing. They're getting so full of themselves, doing this outrageously, transparently corrupt things and knowing that nobody is going to stop them.
Yeah, guys, this Board of Trustees meeting ended early tonight with 4 trustees actually walking out abruptly. The village clerk left early as well. First, I want to paint a picture of what all we were able to
I want to paint a picture. Hang on. I want to paint a picture too, right? So you have the corrupt elites all the way at the top, right? The Comalto, Hills Up Harris, the Bo Jiden, the Pelosi's, all of them. And then you have this lower tier. Well, I guess you have the DAs and the AGs, and then you have this lower tier of mayors like Tiffany Henyard here, London Breed in San Francisco, Brandon Johnson in Chicago, of course. It's all completely corrupt, and it's over. You overplayed the hand. You got too greedy. We don't want it anymore. So the criminal elite breed criminal local government, and the criminal local government, of course, breed criminal citizens.
Very chaotic, and to be quite honest with you, frankly honest with you, it was even scary at times for those of us that were inside of the meeting. There were folks banging on the windows and doors of the village hall. About 100 residents showed up at the meeting tonight, but only 42 residents were allowed inside. They had to walk through metal detectors, and they were wanded down. Before I take you inside of the meeting.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? So you have to make sure that the completely crooked, corrupt mayor is totally safe. Meanwhile, everybody, I don't know what it's like in the suburbs of Chicago, but we all know what's actually happening in Chicago and plenty of other major cities across the country. So the political elite get the tightest security. They are very well protected. Otherwise, you might get attacked by a migrant.
I want you to listen to what happened outside first.
But at least the majority of the people in Dalton should be able to think like the mayor does. She's scary. She's absolutely scary.
Why can't? Yeah, she's a thug, and she knows it too. She plays it up. She went to court dressed up like Nino Brown because and she's a regular criminal as well. Before she was even in politics, I think she was caught stealing cars or something.
Can't we get in our public building to have meetings? Why are meetings being canceled? Why can't we have transparency what's going on with our tax dollars?
Nope, can't do any of that. Asking those very simple questions is enough to make you the enemy.
Several residents calling on Dalton Mayor and Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard to resign. She's been criticized for mismanaging village funds and dividing the Board of Trustees. The meeting comes amid a sexual harassment and retaliation complaint against Henyard. A former employee says she was sexually assaulted during a work trip in Las Vegas last year.
Wait, so on top of all of the taxpayer embezzlement, fraud, or whatever she's doing, there's also a sexual assault allegation?
The complaint says the employee was disoriented and unsure how she woke up inside a village trustee's hotel room.
And, Tiffany Henyard was quick to blame this all on racism, but unfortunately, I don't think that is going to work for her anymore.
When she woke up about the former employee's claims, when she spoke up, about the claims, she was retaliated against, she says, and later fired. The FBI is now looking into village practices.
You know what happened in Vegas. You know what happened. And you should be addressing it, saying something to the residents about it.
I have cancer. Of course I do. Tiffany stole money from a cancer foundation. How dare you? How dare you steal? And I helped you with your campaign. How dare you steal from us? I had to buy my wigs. Are you going to reimburse me for the wigs that I've been spending my money on?
You seem like you're a little hungover or some shit.
No, it's I found out that I might have cancer.
What?
Yeah, I found out a couple weeks ago that I might have cancer. That's why I've been kind of holed up in here. I've been going to auditions. I haven't even told anybody.
You haven't told anybody that?
Okay, strange flex. I don't want. I'm not trying to make fun of this young lady, but if that's what it boils down to, if that's what it takes is for a crooked, corrupt mayor to be caught stealing your wigs, fine. That is what is enough to make you stand up and say, we're not doing this anymore. Works for me.
They say that you're the worst mayor in America. I agree.
Now, no one is in custody and no charges have been filed following that former employee's complaint. Also, the trustee accused was absent from tonight's meeting. Residents said that trustee should resign as well. Residents also wore blue ribbons in support of victims of sexual abuse. Now, back out here live, just a little bit more on background. We've learned that this was the first time that metal detectors were used. The acting police chief saying that they received credible threats even today about this meeting, and that's
because people have had enough. So you guys are scared now, and I am not condoning any sort of violence. Never would I do such a thing. But you've been so corrupt, you've screwed over enough people. Now you are nervous, you are scared to hold meetings because they know it's over. You couldn't run from it forever, and now they're coming after you.
That's why folks were taken through metal detectors and wanded down. Again, 4 out of their 6 trustees did leave the meeting early. Mayor Tiffany Hinyard did criticize those board of trustees for leaving, saying that she really wanted to accomplish some of the business of the village, and as a result, she was unable to do so. Of course, we'll continue to stay on this story and keep you updated with any new developments on air and online. In Dalton, I'm Nate Rogers, Fox 32 Chicago.
Okay, well, that makes perfect sense. You have a laundry list of other problems, whatever, migrants, inflation. But when you have people like Tiffany Hinyard and the rabbit hole, the laundry list of her misdeeds are really quite long. But when you have people like that, how do you expect for one split second anybody else in the political regime to make a decision that works for the people?